So first up is House Bill 1310 relating to the Waiakea Peninsula Redevelopment District, establishes the Waiakea Peninsula Redevelopment District Planning Committee and Revolving Fund.
I'm Noni Toledo. I'm representing KIAA, which is an organization, nonprofit organization that represents several thousand employees and several hundred businesses in the Hilo district. Unfortunately, the Hilo area has suffered from economic times for a number of years since the tsunami. They continue to struggle with economic development. And so this bill would allow for the redevelopment focus that is much needed. Many of the generations today have to move away because there is no place for them to work. The majority of the employment is state. The majority of the landowner is the state. And they suffer from a lack of really economic activity, such as the rest of the islands who can enjoy much tourism. They average about 1.4 days per tourist. So tourists fly in and they fly out. They might go see the volcano. The only time that they have many days is during the Merry Monarch, and that's once a year. So they view this as a way to help revitalize their community. Thank you.
James McCulley. I'm a resident of Hilo, a small businessman and farmer. I've utilized Banyan Drive's facilities since I was a very young man. I've watched it decline in its accommodations, and the possibilities for our economy have languished because of the failure for planning and management of the public lands. I think that this is long overdue. I appreciate the county stepping in under the HRA to begin the process. I think that the state land use laws are going to control much of what can be done, and I think that this bill addresses those issues in a very positive way. I look forward to supporting it throughout the process. Thank you.
Thank you.
I stand by my testimony. I'm testifying as an individual, but I've just distributed a photograph to you which shows Hilo tsunami history. You might wonder, what in the world does this have to do with what we're reviewing today? But for 20 years, I've driven by this lighthouse, and it's a constant reminder.
Mike, can you first state your name?
Oh, Michael Shoemaker, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I drive by it, and it's a reminder of how tenuous our existence is in Hilo. I don't think we'd be discussing what we are today except for the tsunami of 1960, which cut the heart out of Hilo. And we lost our industrial and a lot of commercial lands that were fee simple. They were replaced with leasehold lands, and those leasehold lands are now the legacy of the 1960 tsunami. And we suffer on a daily basis because of this. A typical small businessman in Hilo would be able to build equity in his fee simple property, but that was all taken away in 1960. Now we deal with leasehold on a daily basis. I think any one of you would be appalled if you were forced to buy leasehold land for your home. You can imagine what it's like for a business. It's very difficult for us in Hilo, and we need some type of relief. So that's what I wanted to bring to the table.
The Department of Land and Natural Resources. And it really is about this special land development fund, that the leases and the money coming off the property on this peninsula go into the fund that help support the fund. The question I have is, what has the department decided in terms of the money that actually comes into the fund from that property? Are they committed that that money that's coming in goes back out to that property?
Okay. Well, good morning. Kevin Moore, Land Division. The monies that come into the Special Land and Development Fund are not earmarked, to go back to any specific property. They're just there for general use of all public lands and other state obligations.
Do you, as a division, go to the board and say, we have priority properties around the state that we want to put money into that property to develop it so that, we can get this property's being deteriorated, going in disrepair? Do you set priorities?
Yes, we do. And for example, on Banyan Drive, former Uncle Billy's Hilo Bay Hotel property, the architectural assessment on that property is that it's in tear-down condition, so that we are going through the process now of determining how much it will cost to tear that down and what to do with, the parcel.
Okay, and final question is, has there been any discussion about the state asking for the roads to be dedicated to the state?
The Banyan Drive area roads to be dedicated to the state?
Yes.
No.
So that you have a whole control of the whole district, because you have all the land, right? And so the sewage, the sewage treatment, the stormwater treatment, the lighting on the road, all of that benefits all of the state land that's on that drive. Has there been any discussion? Because I'm seeing in some testimony that people, the DLNR testimony talks about the fact that you don't have the roads, but you have the land.
Right. No, there has been no discussion, and the primary reason for that is under our statute, roads are excluded from lands that DLNR manages. That's 171, HRS 171-2.
So if we had the redevelopment district, we could just draw an area and everything in it we could work on. Where right now what you're saying is you can't work on everything because something's excluded.
Right, and again, we haven't managed roads historically. If there is a state road that needs to be managed, it's usually under the Department of Transportation. So I don't know if we need to bring them into the mix.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, members?
Chair,
Yeah, report.
I have a follow-up question. Did you say Uncle Billy's place is beyond redemption? You can't fix it at all? When you said it's in tear-down condition, does that mean it's non-renovated, or just that it's better to tear down to save money?
It's we have a full architectural assessment, which we'd be happy to share with the committees. And the architect's determination is that it cannot be salvaged.
Not even one floor?
Not even one.
So structurally, it's unsound?
It's not unsound. It's just that it could not be put to an extended useful life under a long-term lease. So it's at the end of its life, maybe a couple of years useful life, but it will have to come down.
How many years now is it? How old is it?
How old is it? It was built at different phases in the 1960s is my best information.
How long does a hotel usually last?
Well, it depends on a lot of factors, how well it was maintained, and if you could rehabilitate it. For example, the Naniloa Hotel next door to Uncle Billy's is also, close to 45, 50 years old, but it's a primarily concrete structure, and the lessee of that property is putting extensive funds into a renovation. So that property will probably last for its lease term, which goes through 2070.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, members, any other questions? We'll be passing out this bill with a HD1, making the following changes. We're correcting the description of the area, and the new description will read, the Waiakea Peninsula Redevelopment District shall include the area bounded by the shoreline from the intersection of Lihivai Street and Kamehameha Avenue to its intersection with Kalanianaoli Avenue, Kalanianaoli Avenue to its intersection with Banyan Way from its intersection with Kalanianaoli Avenue to its intersection with Banyan Drive, from the intersection of Banyan Way and Banyan Drive to the shoreline around the Waiakea Peninsula, including Mokuola Island, to the intersection of Lihivai Street and Kamehameha Avenue. So we are correcting the description of the area because we failed to include in the original bill the differentiation from Kamehameha Avenue to Kalanianaoli Avenue. We will be defecting the date to July 1st, 2021-17, and making technical, non-substantive changes to clarify purposes. So, Vice Chair? Oh, committee members, any discussion? Okay, Vice Chair for the vote.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair's recommendation on HB 1310 is to pass with amendments, noting all members being present. Are there any members voting no? Any members voting with reservations? Patrola, reservations? Anyone else? If not, all else vote aye and the measure is adopted. Thank you very much.
Chair Yamani.
Waterland, same recommendation.
Okay, vote on HB 1310. Sorry, can't see. Chair Yamani. Vice Chair votes aye. Representative Cullen. Aye. Representative Evans. Ichiyama. Aye. Lee. Oh, excuse. Lowen. Excuse. Say. Excuse. Fukumoto. Excuse. Recommendation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is adopted.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.